start that recording and start that stream. Welcome, folks, to another night of Telling Tales Thursday. It is Pentiment time. We are returning to Tasting for what is potentially the last time. We are time skipped once again into a completely new person. The daughter of Mr. Drucker, I believe, after Andreas went and got himself incinerated for some fucking books at the Abbey. So that was pretty dramatic. But yeah, we are returning to that world. Our dad just got assaulted by an unknown assailant. But we've got other tasks. We gotta figure out what to do with a mural at the rat house, and also come to terms with our dad probably gonna be dying in a couple days because he sustained severe brain injuries. Oops. So yeah, let's see how we figure that one out and resolve our lasting history in Tasing. Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. But I don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months, or God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tasing, from its earliest days to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest part of Tasing's history, the pagan tribes and the Romans. Then I'll move on to the founding of the Abbey and Tasing's saints. After that, I should find a way to represent our recent history. Depicting the revolt is important to Dad. People in Tasing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad said the library in Curacao had those records. He was going to write to the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now while I'm thinking about it. Okay, I guess I shall. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress of Curacao knew something about the old history of Tasing. He said she became the abbess of a convent in Bologna. Mother Illuminata? Yes, Saint Margarita. Margarita! Wow, what a name. I should write to her. Let's see. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margarita, formerly Prioress of Curacao Abbey. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margarita, formerly Librarian of Curacao Abbey. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margarita. Well, I want her to know that I'm from Tasing. Former Librarian or former Prioress? Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margarita. Prioress or Librarian? I mean, I think she liked being a bookkeeper. So I'll go with Librarian. Formerly Librarian of Curacao Abbey. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I do not believe we've ever met. I was very young when you left Curacao. I'm the daughter of Klaus Drucker, Magdalene. We are printers from Tasing. What would her opinions of Klaus have been? Oh. Nah, I'll just go with my name. Yeah. My name is Magdalene Drucker. I do not believe we ever met, as I was very young when you left Curacao. You were acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library before that terrible fire consumed the place. I'm writing because my father and I are creating a mural in the Tasing Rat House. It is going to tell the history of our community and of Curacao as well. We have only legends and folklore, since of course all of Curacao's books were destroyed in the fire. I was hoping you could tell us something about the early history of the town, when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the Abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give us, and we hope you are well. My father always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the sisters after the fire. Spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the library and its book. My father always spoke highly of you and your piety and intellect. If you would not mind a personal question, was it hard to return to Italy after being here for so many years? Do I push my luck? This is a question. I think I do. Our circumstances are not that similar, but I wonder if I could ever leave this place. And if so, how it would feel. God bless you. Magdalene. I like how they updated the clock from, like, a pre-time recording system of just, the sun is out. The sun is high in the sky. The sun is now, fucking at night. Go to sleep. To having actual hours on the clock. I want to finish the mural before Christmas. I should start planning tomorrow. I should head to bed and get as much rest as I can. Okay. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Oh, but I can choose to stay awake for now. Well, let's see if there's anything else to do here. Okay, we can't go outside. Can we talk to our father? You playing more Slay the Spire, is it?
I just finished installing 12 minutes though, because I got that while it was on sale. I think I'm gonna try starting that.
Ooh, that's a nice little game.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. Like, I understand the concept. It's not gonna hit me as hard, but I haven't seen enough to know what's going on, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Took me, yeah, it's a relatively short game, you know, considering you can do everything in 12 minutes, but, like, there's a decent amount of secrets and kind of weird ways to get different endings in some cases, but most of it's pretty intuitive. Well, I thought it was
Yeah, I'm excited. I've heard almost nothing but good things about it, so
fun. Yeah.
this is gonna be pretty cool.
Magdalene.
I still haven't played the new Stanley Parable.
Well, you gotta do that.
I gotta do
Can't
that
let
too.
Stanley down.
Everybody's making them cute fan arts about it.
Oh yeah, the narrator is just another Tumblr sexy man waiting to happen.
Oh my
Amorphous,
god,
disembodied voice. Yes, please.
Yes,
Fucking every
please.
time.
That is what I want.
Hey, Dad. How are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. Alright, I'll come back and check on you later. Bye. I think the note that was left by the thread puller at this place was just said stop. Like it wanted my dad to stop doing the mural or something. Weird. So we don't know who the thread puller is. We probably will never know. But it is an interesting mystery. Alright. Go to sleep. Who's knocked? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Alright. Hold on. Wait. That's a lot of days. Hold on now.
Whoopsies.
What the fuck? Oh, man. What the hell?
Oh.
Ah, Mistress Druckerin. I have a few letters here addressed to you.
Oh, you just gotta wait until you receive the next letter?
I guess I did, yeah. It's like, I like how she said I should start planning tomorrow, and then, like, nothing. So, like, I hope you've been planning. Take care now. Thank you, sir. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Mistress Druckerin, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. I remember you both, as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discussed Hastings' past, it's likely they were as mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true that all of Kirsau's books were destroyed by that fire. Andreas Mailer managed to save some from the flames. God rest his soul. Oh, hell yeah! You know, that was a pretty dumb way to go out, but at least he did accomplish his goal of getting those books out of the fire. God bless him. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of any of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kirsau, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tese, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I had forgotten about it until now because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tese shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Prior Frerink took it from the Baron after the murder. Frerink had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seems like an odd thing to do in the moment. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. Because he's dead as fuck now, because Andreas had him sentenced to death. Miklaus Harborough, the Baron's manservant, believed it may have been stolen by the town thief, Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Hopefully, he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tasing. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that was also lost in the blaze. However, as a sacristan, Prior Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. I have not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is now the Archdeacon of Sion. He is no longer a Benedictine, but uses his family name, Fausigny Sau. If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before snow covers Valais. Regarding your question about returning to Italy, it was leaving Kirsau that was difficult. What happened during the revolt was a tragedy, both for the hateful violence and the destruction of our community. Perhaps Kirsau should not have continued as it had for so long. Time caught up with us in the end. Only God is eternal. Well, Doom's also eternal, man. You have to remember that. Snow will come soon to Bologna. Not like it did at Kirsau, but it will remind me of better days. I must take comfort in wherever this frail body may be. As long as the Lord is with me, I am home. God bless you as well. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margherita. Ah, nice. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. My dear Magda, my parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell him they wish to hear from him soon. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elisha has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. She set him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I'm glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have some room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop and tasting, you'll have to make visits to Prague for supplies. Who knows, maybe you'll meet someone here. Though from the way you talk, it seems like you're a bit preoccupied with suitors and tasting. I've made a good match too. There's a young man at the synagogue, Simond, who caught my eye. His father is a doctor, and his brothers have all gone to university as well. I'd quite like to marry him. Anyway, I hope this Otts fellow and his mother don't give you too much trouble. You really ought to give men a chance, Magdalene. They can be quite sweet. At least, the ones in the city here are. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come and see when it's finished. Blessings, Esther. Esther. Probably pronounced Esther. I don't know why I was saying Esther for so long. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. I should head home and check on Dad. Is this whole section of the game just gonna be me writing letters?
That's all gonna be going back.
I'm never gonna leave this fucking house! It's just gonna be me fucking checking on my dad, writing letters, and then going out to receive them months later. Oh boy. Hey Dad, how are you feeling? Magdalene.
Oh,
Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring up something light, like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know much about Tasting's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. Mother Illuminata, Magdalene. Right, yes, Mother Illuminata. Young Kreutzer had mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found something interesting, usually when he's found some interesting old ruin out in the fields. You might ask him about that. Il Peter's always harumphed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore, too. Il Peter's still alive? That dude is ancient! He's been here since fucking chapter 1! Holy fuck!
Oof.
Wow. I'm sure he'll have some stories to tell about old Tasting. You might stop to talk to him. I can hardly understand him these days, but it's worth asking. He's an old man, Magdalene. He'll enjoy the company either way. Alright, I'll talk to him too, if I have time. You might talk to Smokey, too. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That, and he's a known gossip. He's always been kind to me when I chat with him. I'm certain he'll know something about the ruins. You may hear something worth your while, at any rate. I'll go talk to him. What about the other ruins or the mines? Or what about the ruins or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left over from the Romans and before. Salt mine and Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tasting, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind. Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, alright? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't know why Jorg doesn't keep them in line. Always making trouble, those two. They don't have brains enough to keep them out of trouble. I do. I suppose you do. You're the one running the shop for now, after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, alright? We still have a household to run. I'm sorry, Magdalene. I know this is hard on you. I'd better get going if I want to do all of that today. I'll see you later, Dad. Good luck, Magdalene. Oh boy. That's a full list of chores. Okay, so we have the standard household chores. We have exploring the ruins. And we have like 3 different people we can talk to. Let's take a look. Tasing's early history. Mother Illuminato's letter suggested Martin Bauer or his family might have a book on Tasing's history. I'm gonna say that's probably a dead end because we know Martin Bauer isn't Martin Bauer. So he probably wouldn't know. And the original Martin Bauer probably did sell it off. Il Peter has been around forever. He might remember some of the old stories. Black Till's grandfather had read a lot about Tasing's history. Maybe he's made it a family tradition. Who is Black Till? I don't remember that name. Is it in here? Tillman Black Till Kreutzer. Oh, the late Till Kreutzer, the shepherd who I kept giving the Irish accent to. Okay. Perhaps. What else? Smokey also spends all his time in the forest. I think he might know something interesting about the ruins or the mines. Okay. In her letter, Mother Illuminata mentioned that 2 copies of a History of Tasing had both gone missing before the Abbey fire. She suggested that Martin Bauer stole one of the copies before she fled town. I wonder if he hid the book somewhere before he left. I should ask around. Okay. So maybe he doesn't have the book, but maybe someone he knew would tell us where he hid it. If he did hide it. Hello, Otts. Hey, Mags. Got your way with the mural, huh? Didn't expect you to convince the council like that. I'll have you know I'm very good at getting my way, Otts. Well, you won't get any pushback from me. Seriously, I'm impressed. The rest of the council has been arguing over the matter for so long, even I couldn't get a word in. Then you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. We could use more women like you in the town. There are plenty of opinionated women in town. Want to let us join the council? Well, you'd have to take that up with our lord. Besides, I don't think any of them are as hard-headed as you. You're the exception, Magdalene. You always are. You really think so? Well, yeah. I wouldn't tell you that otherwise. You're, an admirable woman. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm on the council, but sometimes it doesn't seem like I have any influence. Let's see. Ross actually seems insecure about his place on the council. He may be an ass sometimes, but I don't like to see him so upset. He's always poking fun of me too. Maybe I should remind him he's not that important. Jesus. Just fucking hit him while he's down, huh? Maybe I should reassure him. Maybe that's a good thing. Waste all of your time with crap that Apollo anyway. You do, though. You vouched for me to do the mural in the first place. Only after your dad did. I still feel bad about that. I should have stuck up for you. Being the youngest one on the council has been harder than I thought. I know Balthus and Werner don't think I'm capable, and even Paul has warned me about being too harsh, too rash. My dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems like the others won't make room for any change. Fucking doomer view here at the bottom. Now let's keep looking forward. Keep pushing us. They're stuck in the past, but we're looking toward the future of Tasing. Thanks, Mags. Magdalene. Hey, he remembered! It'll take time,
Aww.
but maybe they'll listen to me eventually. Ah, well. Better get back to it. See you later, Mags. Bro, come on, you just remembered, and then you instantly forgot to stop calling me that. Eventually. Yo, what the? Wars Love and Matilda? Hook it up? We love to see it. former nun and brother. Ah, God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Wolfslav. How are you two? Very well. The Lord has blessed us more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring by some soup for you and your father. I wouldn't want to oppose. Not at all. Taking care of our neighbors is how Wozlov and I serve Tasing. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town is not. It's hard to imagine you two ever lived in the Abbey. Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time, to be sure. I don't know who the poor Claires are, so I'll just send it. Were the Benedictines anything like the poor Claires? We live simple lives of devotion, but not that simple. I'm given to understand they don't make art in the convent now. Such a shame, in that beautiful workshop. In any case, a nun's vows include dedication to a simple life, with all the challenges that entails. But I struggled. With my vows, my discipline, I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Wolfslav. Oh, you fell in love. We did. Well, I seduced her. Hey, yo! You certainly did not. You telling young Magda here that you seduced me, then? Wolfslav, please. So you left the Abbey. Though no one learned of what we did, the matter ate at my heart. That, and being falsely accused of murdering the old Baron terrified you, and rightly so. We all must account for our sins, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. Those were the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. It must be strange to leave that life after so long. Hello, stranger! How's it going? Welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy some medieval gaming here. Some medieval life sim. Ha! Well, I will admit, it's been strange not being able to enter the convent. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but, truthfully, it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. I'm glad you two are finally able to live life together. You both deserve it. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. May it be many more years before we part. God willing. Love this game. I hope you love it too. Yeah, it is very cute. I like it a lot. Anyway, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. Thank you, Matilda. God bless you, Magda. God bless. How's my boy Andrus doing? Yo! Andrus found a wife! We love to see it! Hell yes! Hello, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Rizzy and I are very worried. Alive, and that's what matters. Did you discover who attacked him? No. Whoever it was, they left no sign. Curious which choices you made. I mean, the big ones are I convicted Ferenc, and I convicted the wife of the Golden Hand, who was having the affair. I was definitely very much leaning towards accusing Brother Guy, but then I found out that he was sending the money to Jewish people in need. So I felt bad, and I didn't want to, you know, be anti-Semitic, so I figured, they had reason. They had reason to kill Otto. A terrible crime. Terrible. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. He's all Dad and I have. I don't know what to do, Andres. Oh, Magdalene. I'm so sorry. I killed Brother Guy. Yeah! See, that's the thing, and that was what kind of almost fucked me up with the first investigation, was that I went so hard on the paint on Guy that I ended up discovering, like, the reasons. And that, I mean, that's how it goes for all of us, that if you dig deep enough for all of them, you typically find out some extenuating circumstance that either, like, morally justifies what they're doing to some degree, or absolves them, gives them a good out, just like an alibi or something for the actual crime. Brother Guy definitely was stealing money, and he did kind of cause the, like, the strain on the town that led to all of the suffering that followed. So, you know, I definitely, I'm not really gonna harsh on anybody that went with Brother Guy. It does make sense. But, like, I just felt really bad for him. So I wanted to go a different route, and, I don't know. There were many sus things about those two, and also fucking, Mueller was a goddamn asshole, so fuck him. I didn't get to choose, he wasn't a choice for prosecution, though. I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Marisi and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness, Andres. It's nothing. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene. I get he was innocent for the crime I condemned him for, but he wasn't innocent in general, in my opinion. Yeah. Again, like, straining the town to the degree that they were, you know, gathering for an uprising in the first place, kind of not a great deal. Again, I think the cause was noble enough, but, like, bruh, come on. Really? Just, maybe there could have been a better way. I don't know. There was no way I was accusing Martin Bauer, though. Or Martin Bauer, quote unquote. 'Cause that man, like, if you're trying to lay low and not be found out for being not who you say you are, murdering a guy, even if he does have the dirt on you, seems like a very poor idea. Alright, getting added. Alright, I'll come back to you in a minute, but throw up the dialogue here in the meantime. Hello, Mr. Strickerin. How's Claude? Andres and I have been terribly worried. Let's see. Dad's spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Andres is always ready to provide. Me and Klaus have been friends for a long time. My thanks to you both. We're certainly grateful. It's the least we can do. My sweetie rather admires Klaus. You don't mind. You weren't born in Tasing, am I right? No, I'm originally from Innsbruck. How did you arrive here? The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling a manner of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. Fucking love this game. I love the little details are really what makes it. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. Andres is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. How did it feel to leave your home for someone, somewhere far away, uprooting yourself from the life you had? Like to see your playthrough early on. It's all up on YouTube. I've got all the VODs up on YouTube. I will try and compile them. I should have been doing that already, but I have they're all in a general playlist for my stream VODs, but I will probably throw them into a complete playthrough playlist when I'm done with it. And I think there's a link to my VODs probably under the stream or on my profile somewhere. Frightening to be sure, but leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck. Few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market, continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take. That's very inspiring, Reese. I'm glad you found happiness here. We all struggle in this world, but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Indris either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things. I hope I've also made the right choices so far. I can't tell you the answer, but I do know what you're doing at the Rat House is admirable. Don't forget you're important as well, and deserve to live your life. Alright, I have to assist Endris with a few things. Be well, Magdalene. Until later, Teresa. Oh, raise you, Teresa. Therese. The fuck? Shh. Okay. Goodbye, small child. Dad always brought Candace cakes from Gret to help soothe my stomach when I was ill. What are my actual activities on the map, just out of curiosity? Go to the Kreutzer house. I can go to, I assume, the forest, right? Go to the charcoal burner. Excuse me. And the old salt mine. And to the Gertners. For ill Peter. Okay. But of course I have more folks to talk to. The Alban Bakery. Hello, Grit. Magdalene, darling! Good morning, Gret. It smells heavenly in here. Oh, I've just finished rolling out some raisin bread. I thought that Andreas and Ulrich could use a treat today. Oh, what a sweet idea. I had some spare time today, and I'd like to stay busy. The soul of the diligent shall be made rich after all. Besides, I like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren. I did always think it was strange that your daughter married the son of the man who killed your husband. You're right. I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul's a good man, and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. And Elsa dotes on those children more than I do. She's certainly come a long way from the meek woman I met. Yeah, definitely not having to live with that asshole helped. Really? She seems so kind, though. I can't imagine her as anything else. Ah, well. Leinar was a hard man to live with. He had a firm hand. He was a fucking abuser. Let's not sugarcoat it. You wouldn't know it by how she and Paul are. The kindest souls you'll ever meet. I've been chatting too long. My doughs need tending. Please excuse me, Magdalene. Of course, Grit. Until later. Damn, okay. Seeing all the family trees developing. Hello, Kraft. Mac and cheese! Is that you? Oh, Agnes. Good morning, Magdalene. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And still Kraft is out there, working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure he has his mind set on it. Masonry's a good trade. Everyone needs a stoneman now and then to repair things. That they do. Lucky always harped on about how being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. Facts. How in this life, hard work and reputation matter most. Kraft has taken to that to heart, I think. He does a lot of good work for the town. I've offered to find an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damn mind up. He deserves a chance at a life he wants. He lived in his father's shadow for too long. He's a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household, despite what happened in the last few decades. Ah, well, you didn't come here to hear me ramble on about my family. What can I do for you? I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father. Our Werner's not enough. I understand Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. I know it won't save him, but I still want to try everything I can. Every little bit helps. I understand. Let me help. Let me see what I can whip up. I can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray provide some small help. Thank you, Agnes. Of course, Magdalene. Take care. Alright. You know, every little bit does help. Sometimes, even though they didn't know why things worked. Ooh, wow. Oh yeah, this rat house is really coming together. I need to look that up after the stream. What the fuck is a rat house? It looks like a meeting hall or something. Just like a common area for the townsfolk. Hello, Carl. Rat house is the biggest building in Tasing. Baltus's clock took ages to build in place. Oh, I'm glad Baltus got to put his clock together. Whoa! Chaticus? Hello? Who is this hunk? Ciao, Magdalene. Oh my god, he's Italian too? God, what a man. Baltus's workshop. I wonder if he can do another lesson soon. Balthazar. Ah, Magdalene! Magdalene! Yes? The cinnamon just arrived for the beer!
Cinnamon and beer?
Cinnamon. Doesn't that come from Cillian? Ugh, yes, at great cost. Oh, never mind that. The copper pots you helped me pipe are part of the process. Huh. It's for the Christmas celebration. Already? We're barely into November. Takes a long time to distill beer, Magdalene. The wheel of time stops for no man. But it's going to be wonderful. Cinnamon, coffee from Ethiopia, cacao from the New World. Jesu Christu. Oh, Jesu Christu. Okay, I can't do Italian, sorry. Jesus Christ, he who has the money can do everything. Problem? Of course not. It's your money. Anyway, I'm quite excited about it. Clearly. As such, alchemy is not normally my strong suit. And for all of Naozu's complaints about the cost, the base rye we're using is free. Really? Yes! The farmers had so much rye this year they just couldn't use it all. Brett made us much bread with it as she could, but she wound up having to throw out a lot. So why not make beer? I wish you the best of luck with it. Thank you. Alright, getting some brewskis! We're seeing a ton of, everybody in their later years of RIT taking the beer distillation classes and, like, running their own mini distilleries in the lodge.
Oh
and,
my
like,
god, yeah.
The varying results of how that turned out. Pretty fun to see.
I don't know where RIT thought that was going to go, offering that class.
Well, you know, listen, Lorraine's a boss, alright?
He is!
Susie! Look at the doggy! New doggy!
Dog!
Bubby. Alright. Hello, Paul. Good morning, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? Well, I think I'm off to the first part of the mural today. I'll paint the founding of Tasing and the Romans. Well, you won't want for any models. Tasing is littered with Roman ruins. It's almost a nuisance. What sort of mural are you creating, Magdalene? I believe Klaus is planning on a fresco. Ooh. Start with the intonatio, and then I'll paint the fresco over it so that I have a clear consistency. There's a few different techniques, but I think a fresco suits the rat house wall best. Why? Is the council planning to interfere with how I mix my paints? Well, I'll start with the intonatio, and then paint the fresco over it, so that I have a clear consistency. Ah, I see. Do you have enough plaster? The rat house wall is so large I was worried it wouldn't stay wet for long. Since when did the town miller know so much about art? It's been an interest of mine since childhood, but my father disapproved. After my mother and I left Tasing, we stayed with her family for a few months before we heard what happened. Your father's friend, Andreas, he encouraged me to draw. While we were away, I studied in my uncle's library. I've collected books about various art styles since we returned. Let's see. I had no idea, Paul. Why didn't you want to paint the mural yourself? I'm not nearly as skilled as you or your father. I know I had my doubts about you taking on the project, Magdalene, but you're the most skilled artist in Tasing. After your father, of course. Ah, well. Anyway, I'm glad the mural is going well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Maybe you should take some time off from the council, Paul. And let Jorg, Werner, and Baltus run the town on their own. Christ, can you imagine? They'd be at each other's throats within a day. It took us 3 weeks to agree to institute yearly maintenance checks on every home in Tasing. The ideas had quite a bit more pushbacks than we'd anticipated.
Oh no! I didn't mean to tell 911 that I drugged my wife! I just wanted to say she was unconscious!
What? Tori?
I
Right, 12 minutes. Jesus Christ, you scared me. I thought you actually dialed 911 by accident.
And
Holy
told them
shit.
I drugged my non-existent wife?
Wow. Oh, man.
Well, I didn't mean to do that. I was just hoping that I could be like, my wife is unconscious. Please send an ambulance. But no, the first thing out of my mouth is, I drugged my wife.
My wife. Oopsies. I drugged Daisy Ridley. My bad. Oh, God. Let's see. New ideas always face some kind of opposition. I don't think you should let that stop you. Thank you, Magdalene. I understand the hesitation. Folk like to look after their own homes, their own land. But this would help protect those in Tasing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. I'd better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Until later, Paul. The Mueller house. God damn. Oh, look at the little toy ponies. The horse heads on sticks. A classic. A classic. Certified medieval classic toy. To the meadow. Can we go to the ruins anymore? No, it's creeping down the mountains. Winter will be here soon. Can I actually not go to the ruins anymore? Damn, I don't think I can. The path to the ruins is no longer available to me. Fucked up. Statue of St. Moritz has been seen better days. Yeah, no kidding. Smell the unease on the breeze. Reminds me of when I was little. Rip to the Abbey. Fucking derelict as shit. The old guest house is falling apart. Damn, so I guess this place really is just falling to ruin, huh? Flies right over the entrance to the old abbot's house. Hello? Martha? Who is thee? Oh, hello, Magda. You wouldn't happen to be going to the convent. Why do you ask? You think you join? Are you thinking to join the Poor Clares? Maybe. Listen. On the one hand, if you wanna become a nun, Godspeed, power to you. But me, why on earth would you do that? Why on earth would you do that? Honest, what do I have to look forward to? Dad's injury, and me, unwed at 25, older than all the boys in town. Listen, I guarantee you there's some cougar hunters in medieval Europe. Okay, someone's gonna be into MILFs. They don't see me as a sister. They see me as their mom. Again, not necessarily a negative for everyone out there, alright? There's gonna be someone that's into that. There's lots of people in Europe. I know, like, half of you got wiped out by the plague and we're still recovering your numbers, but still. When Dad dies, not anytime soon, God willing, I won't be able to claim the farm. Lose my home. With Ashton gone, there's nobody to take it over. I understand that times are tough, but are you sure this would really make you happy? Bring me closer to the Lord. Don't we all want that? Why not withdraw from the trials of the world? You know as well as I, it's not safe out there. Ooh, we had these walls didn't protect it during the revolt. You can do so much more, you just need to be more ambitious. Maybe you're right, I've thought about joining one order myself. I don't know what to say, I suppose you should follow your heart. Hiding away behind walls doesn't seem like the right way to live. Nah, I'm gonna fucking roast him for that one. Yeah, these walls didn't protect it during the revolt. Sooner or later, the world comes knocking. With swords. And knives. And big boats. With guns. Gunboats. I don't like to think about things like that. I have enough worries to keep me sleeping as it is. What? Isn't it the opposite?
I think that is meant to be inverted.
Is
they
that
keep me up at night?
Yeah, isn't that maybe in medieval times it was the reverse, and then it got twisted around over the centuries. But that definitely seems like it should be the reverse.
If only worries made me sleep better.
God, I wish. Like, you know how you can physically tense up? Like, if you scrunch your whole body in, like, while laying in bed for, like, a minute and a half, it makes it way easier to fall asleep. So if physical stress can do, like, a temporary burst of physical stress that makes you feel like you're gonna collapse, like, helps you get to sleep faster, I wish you could do the same thing with mental stress. just be mentally stressed enough to just conk the fuck out.
It could help. Alright, I'm not gonna say I drugged my wife.
Very good, very good. I'm gonna let you know, Tori, fucking 911 in that game, such bullshit. They never do anything in time.
Oh boy.
But joining the Poor Claire's is a lifelong commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I think you Man, time to 180. I think you should join the Sisters. No. I don't think you should join the Order. Sorry. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You can't just throw your life away over one bad day. That's not at all what I was trying to say. That's so fucking, like, terse. Come on. Really? You can't just throw your life away over one bad day. But I wouldn't be throwing my life away, Magdalene. Paul wrote that there is no greater reward than living for Christ. I want to live a life of meaning, and I've always admired the Sisters' dedication. Besides, if I don't join the Order, Dad won't have to worry about what happens to me. I'll pray about it, but I think it's time I talk to Mother Francisca and the others. So, I'll gather my courage, what little of it I have. If you think that's best, just be sensible, Martha. I will. Until later, be well. I have no idea who Martha is tied to, family-wise. God bless you, Magdalene. I've been hoping to speak with you. You perhaps have a moment. Of course, Mother. How can I help? I had heard you had taken up the mural in the rat house after your father's terrible attack. Yes, I'm excited to paint the town's history. Your enthusiasm in the system is most troubling to some people in town. I know that Council was hesitant at first, but they all agreed I could do it. Council's view is limited in this matter, I'm afraid. I understand how you must have struggled with your mother passing while you were so young. Without a maternal figure to guide you, it is no wonder your spirit has wandered and wavered from its nature. From its nature! Aw, get me out of here! Get me the fuck out of this house! My spirit's fine, thanks. The pursuit of such trades is not for women, but men. As Paul writes, God calls women to work at home, not as trades. While supporting your father is laudable, taking on his work is imprudent. There are plenty of young men in Tasing worthy of you, or perhaps you have a different calling. You know, I am by no means a biblical expert or theologist or whatever the fuck, but to my knowledge, my limited knowledge, and from people sharing fucking Bible lore online, Paul was making references to, like, saying you should respect your wives or whatever in the context of people at the time were just so careless, like, about women in general that they just, like, they were even more objectified than they were after, like, Jesus' time or whatever. Like, Paul is literally just trying to be like, hey, maybe don't beat your wives every night, okay? Can we start there and then move forward a little bit?
A controversial topic. The jury's still out on that one.
Oh, God, you know, made a lot of progress. Still a lot to go. But, like, it was just, like, so commonplace. And, like, he was just trying to move the needle a little bit. So, try to use his name to be like, women can't do things. Get out of here. Maybe that is what he thought. He's fucking, you know, old as hell, so that probably does make sense, but, like, I don't know. Sometimes it seems like the spirit of what they were doing in the context of the time that they lived in is it's overlooked to be like, nah, you should just never do anything in your life. Fuck you, go die. Whatever. Alright, plenty of young men tasting worthy of you. Perhaps you have a different calling. I'd like to offer you a place here among the sisters. Ha! Fuck you! I understand that you may disagree with my choices, but I'm not going to stop painting the mural, Mother Francisca. How unfortunate. I still have high hopes for you, Magdalene. God bless you. Okay, well, maybe I'll live up to your fucking high hopes when I goddamn paint the best mural you ever fucking seen! I'm gonna blow your tits clean off with the way I draw this mural.
Woohoo!
It should still work. Hey, Margaret's still kicking around. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Margaret. It's Magdalene. Oh, Magdalene. God bless you. You don't normally come to the convent alone. What brings you here? Not that you're not welcome, of course. It's always wonderful to have visitors. Oh, Mother Francisca was lecturing me about the mural. Nothing that interesting. Lecturing you? She is good at that. Almost as good as Father Garneau was. What was she lecturing you about? The severe impiety of a woman daring to paint. Clearly she sees it as man's work. But the other Benedictine sisters painted badges to sell, and the church approved that. Mother Francisca has so many different ideas than the Benedictines. I guess I'm not used to being a poor Clare yet. You miss the outside world much, sister. Well, you know, I do sometimes, but I'm also fucking blind as a bat, so... I'm not seeing much else, unfortunately. I miss the other Benedictines' sisters, especially. She'd never admit it, but Sister Elizabeth had the most wonderful voice. I always stood next to her if I could. Oh? Yeah? Why stay then? Why didn't you leave when the Benedictines left Curacao? Truth be told, I was too frightened to leave. Curacao is my home. I didn't like the idea of becoming accustomed to a new place. Learning the convent's ins and outs was hard enough. I never went outside the convent much anyway. I know where everything is here, even if it's changed over the years. Sister Gertrude has already planned to stay, too. The garden always needs tending, and 2 hands might make light work. Besides, I can't leave Mousefinger behind. Oh yeah, Mousefinger! Legendary mouser. Of course, she truly is Queen of Curacao. Has the convent changed very much since the poor Clares arrived? Yes, the food is simpler, and some of the prayers are different, but all the chores and gardening is the same. Gertrude misses making ink for the scriptorium, but I've enjoyed learning the sisters' new customs. Speaking of which, I should probably return to my chores. Of course, sister. Apologies for interrupting. Not at all, Magdalene. God bless you. I do love catching up here. Mouse! Oh my god! Wait, son of Mousefinger? Incredible. Oh, yes. Give me that cat pet. Pat that pussy. God bless. Look at your little baby! So this is son of Mousefinger, and then there's grandson of Mousefinger. Awesome.
This is amazing.
It's a 10 out of 10 game.
The family.
Yeah. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Sister Gertrude. Are you doing all right? Father Thomas told us about your father's attack. You were incredibly courageous to run to Dr. Schultz so quickly, especially when the attacker could have been about. Ooh. Something. The times I had something that I acted on instinct. It's thanks to you, really. Without reading Hildegard's Physica, I wouldn't have realized he was so badly hurt. Well, I'm glad she came in useful, although I wish it were not in such dire circumstances. I lit an extra votive candle in St. Satia's shrine for each of you this morning. Thank you, Sister Gertrude. Dad's spirits have been up, but I know he doesn't have much time. Have faith, child. The Lord cares for Klaus, just as he cared for his son. I'll see if I have any xylem left in the convent. If you blend it with broth or warm wine, it will heat his brain and prevent infection. Facts? Thank you, sister. I'm grateful for all the help everyone in Tasting has provided. The church is body of Christ, Magdalene. We are all one community, and want to help Klaus before his time. God will turn this for good, no matter what things look like now. He sees beyond time itself, but we are constricted by the present. I have been around long enough to see his fruits even when I thought the devil had burned the fields. Keep faith, Magdalene. Thank you, sister. Your words warm my heart. God bless you, sister. God bless you, Magdalene. Alrighty. Let's go back to Abbey. Check out the shrine. Okay. How do I interact? Oh, there we go. The Hand of St. Moritz. Poor Clares take care of it now that the Benedictines are gone. So it's just the sisters here now. The brothers have departed. Interesting. Okay. Had fun catching up with the sisters. Let's see what else we can do. Apollo, what are you doing here? Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Apollo. What are you doing? Looking for frogs. Artemis says she saw one the other day. And we're trying to collect a bunch. What do you need the frogs for? Like I'll tell you, you'll snitch. I won't. Yeah, right. Sorry, Mags. I'm not telling. You'll just have to wait and see. Or ask Artemis. Maybe she'll tell you. Fine. I'll go ask your sister. But be careful. Nah, I don't want to nag him. Good luck, I guess. Thanks, Magdalene. The Great Frog Plague of 1543? The fuck? What is this about? This guy's Charmely here every year to prepare her cures for the coming year. Satia's Shrine. Martha especially likes to leave offerings for her. Alright, Artemis, what's the deal? Hey, Magdalene. Hey, Artemis. Apollo said you're catching frogs. Yeah, what about it? He told me to come ask you why. He wouldn't say anything. He didn't tell you. Christ, finally. He's going to keep his mouth shut. Aw, come on, just tell me. No way. This is our biggest trick yet. We're not risking it to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see. God damn it, what are you two doing? Oh, maybe I'll have to help him catch a frog. Pig? Out here? Must have broke out of its pen. I wonder who it belongs to. Oink, oink. Oinky, schwoinky. How do I interact with the waterfall? There we go. It's always so beautiful.
It's so pretty.
Pretty. Mugwort is always useful for colds and fevers. Might not be as powerful as when we gathered on St. Jean-Baptiste, but she'll still work. Okay, we've heard that before. Got the old salt mine down here. I don't want to go down here because I think that'll make me commit to that. So let me finish talking to everyone first. Be on the way. Oh, this is sign. This is definitely like. Part of me knows that I'm dallying on all the side stuff, but like, this is just a good enough game that makes me want to stick around and read everything. So they get points for that. And here, we're sounding one of the few. Whorehound is one of the few plants that grows year round here. Okay, I don't feel like you need to call it that. That's kind of rude. How quickly the leaves change this year. Alright, we got Smokey and Voxlov. Nice to see some green this time of year. Okay, same thing as before. I will come back to you guys later, because I think you guys have a story to tell me or two. Meadow. How about the church? Father Thomas in the church. Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. And you, Father Thomas. You look troubled. What's the matter? I seem to have lost the key to the tabernacle. Without it, we'd have to go without the Eucharist on Sunday. I'm sure I could find a way to get the tabernacle open. The lock shouldn't be that complex. Absolutely not. I won't have you picking your way into the tabernacle.
Picker?
Listen, if he needs to get into the tabernacle, I have a way to get into it, okay? Let me use my skills! Even for a righteous purpose, I don't like the prospect of it. And why on earth do you know how to pick locks, Magdalene? Because I'm a boss, okay? All women do. It's just a matter of being a good wife. We have to be able to manage our family finances. And that involves lockpicking? Huh? That's like definitely the most sus answer here. What the fuck? Baltus taught me. Sometimes the mechanisms in his inventions get stuck. I have to fix them. I suppose that makes sense. Use that talent wisely, Mr. Strickland. Regardless, I won't have you forcing your way into the tabernacle. I'll find that key eventually. I won't leave tasting sanctification at risk. I think I know where your missing key went. Oh, I guess I picked it up earlier. I don't remember doing that, but alright, cool. Oh, you found it. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Magdalene. You do have it, don't you? Oh, I guess I just lied to him? What? Not quite, but I know who does. Ooh, Magdalene, are you implying that someone stole the tabernacle key? I think the twins stole it, Father. They've been plotting something all day. Those fickle little rat bags. Oh my God, Thomas! Can't just be calling them rat bags. No matter how many times I warn of the suffering they could endure if they do not cease this nonsense, they continue their impious ways. I swear, the devil's in those children, naming them after pagan gods, and no wonder. I shall have another talk with their parents, I think. Your piety shines all the more brightly in comparison to their iniquity. Okay, I didn't know I was gonna be a fucking snitch. I thought I just found it somewhere and I forgot about it. I didn't realize I was ratting on them. Don't punish them too harshly, Father. The Lord will see to that, not I. God bless you, Magdalene. Oops. Mission of Artemis and Apollo. It's unlikely their plan will work out now. They won't be very happy with me, but the adults will be pleased, I'm sure. What? How? Okay, how does Artemis and Apollo saying, hey, we're gonna steal some fucking frogs. Don't tell anybody about it. Lead to, oh yeah, they probably took the fucking, key to the sacristy. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know what that even meant. Come on. Oh, Mary, Mother of Jesus. Her painting has been here as long as I can remember. I never figured out what that was about. It's like a weird maze that Mary's holding. Never cared to explain it. Brigitte. Magdalene, how are you keeping? I'm eager enough to work on the mural. I have so much to do before Christmas. I'm certain it'll be the pride of Tayson when you're through. You've always had your mother's talent for art. How's your dad? You're one of the only people who've asked about how I'm doing before asking, or you're one of the only people who've asked how I'm doing before asking about my dad. I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Yourself disappears behind the needs of the person you're looking after. I worry about you, carrying that weight alone. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through, whatever the doctor says. We need him. God willing, you're right. I am at his mercy. God willing, amen. Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? Dad would want me to keep up the printing press. Wouldn't that be a sight? Are you sure you can handle it? It's a lot to manage on your own. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any number of families in Tayson who'd be happy to take you. You have some in mind, don't you? A few. Well, I decide before I have to, you know? There are plenty of handsome young men in town. Especially young Otts. He's about as subtle as his father. God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. Otto sounds like he was a heartbreaker in his prime. Oh, the girls around town knew better than to moon after him. But that didn't stop some of us. He was Ava's from the start. As Otts appears to be yours. But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. Are you trying to set me up with your son? Can you blame me? Can you blame a mother for trying? You're a good, respectable girl, Magda. Any family would be lucky to have you as a daughter. I guess I'll consider it. Thank you, sweet girl. Not every marriage starts off on solid footing, but if you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. Believe me. Believe me. Lord answered my prayer by killing my husband and giving me a new one. You're not making the prospect sound very enticing. Marriage is our natural state. It's in our homes that we're closest to the Lord. The Lord made us from Adam's rib because he meant us to be part of men. Woof. Okay. Uh-huh. It would be lonely to never know that fullness of purpose. That's no life for someone like you. You're not the first person to tell me so. That is because your elders are wise, Magda. Trust in our love for you, and in the Lord's purpose. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said. Whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Oh, before I forget, I actually had a question about an old book. Martin's supposed to have stolen it from that baron who was killed years ago. Do you know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get me into any trouble, but I still have it, hidden in a drawer. Oh, hell yeah! Alright! Martin left it behind when he ran off. Okay, poggers! He went to all that trouble to take it, but didn't bring it along? Martin was a thief, but he wasn't stupid. I'm sure he realized no one would believe he'd come by the book honestly, so he couldn't sell it. Why'd you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was, holding his stolen book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already in. I never read it, though. I don't read well. Can I have it? I don't know. I need to reference it for the mural. Won't everyone wonder where you got the ideas? I've been talking to people all over town. They'll think I get the ideas from them. Oh, alright. Yes! Being honest comes in clutch! I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. Stolen book of a dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Here you are. Please, don't tell anyone I had this. Ah, Historia Tese. It's in Latin, which I don't read well. I'll puzzle over it in the evening. Thank you, Brigida. You've been a big help. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigida. Until later. Alright, lost and found. Let's go. Hello, Martin. Martin Magdalene, how's Klaus? Enduring. When his speech is slurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. Tayson is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tayson who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? Don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townsfolk have whispered shit about me for years. So what if I occasionally get in a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I've pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted the meats, provided for Brigida and Kraft. I've done enough back-breaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? I believe you, Martin. You seem like you could use a respite. Damn right. Right. I've lost enough time as it is. Time for you to go. Until later, Martin. Yo, if this old lady is still in this house, I will fucking go bonkers bananas. Oh. Been left here to rot? Why? This lady's house. A shame that it's been left here to rot. Damn. That's fucked up. I thought she'd get with, Bill Peter. That's a shame. Juta. Magdalene. Hetty. Oh, Hetty. Oh, Hetty. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural coming? I hear you browbeat the council into letting you do it yourself. They didn't have a chance against me once I'd set my mind to it. Ha! That's the spirit. It's good to see you standing strong against those stubborn bastards. God may have made man from dust, but I swear he left some of them with the rocks for brains too. Did you know York was by to check on my hinges? I've had about enough of their silly projects. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders, though. Once you're settled down with him, you'll have a good life ahead of you. I think I'd rather marry for love, Hetty. Love comes in time, Magdalene. You'll see. You just gotta force it, you know? Eventually it'll just work out. Besides, that Oss is a good boy. You could do worse. You could do worse. Maybe. We'll see. But you were always going to forge another path, just like your mother. I have no use for the world beyond tasting, but I wish you luck in it. Thanks, Hetty. I'll see you later. Until then. That's a little back. Simon. Hey, Magdalene. Heard what happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried, to say the least. Hans sends his regards. The Bauer household is praying for a swift recovery. Thank you, and thank Hans and Jutta as well. I will. Klaus has always been such a bedrock for tasting. I'd hate for him to die. It'd be... sorry. It's fine. I fear it as well. It's best not to ignore one's fears. Do you miss your father? Your real one, I mean. Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Joseph all that much. He's become a haze of sorts, a faint echo. A feeling. An occasional emotion. What the... Jesus, we've got a poet here? I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand. My mom, she's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Ah, yeah, you never even got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? I suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she would have been like. Stubborn and unruly, yeah? That's what it takes. I don't see people of wealth and power giving the rest of us much headway. Guess not, but we know what happened 18 years ago. I can understand why the town council is careful. I don't know. I'm not smart like you, Magdalene. Anyway, the winter draws closer, so I got a lot of preparations to take care of. Truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Until later, Simon. Hello, Hans. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. I hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. I hope so, too. This town has seen too many terrible things, but we've recovered before. May the Lord return you to your dad to health, too. I pray you're right. I'm glad you have this time with him, I say. Wish I'd had as much with Hilwig. Anyway, did you need something? Kraft hasn't bothered you again, has he? Or gotten into some other trouble? No, he's been fine. Mostly. Good. That boy's a thorn in my boot. He's lazy, arrogant, doesn't care for his family. He'll bring shame to the Bauer name one day. I avoid sticking my nose into people's affairs, but Martin... Anyways, didn't mean to complain. Until later, Magdalene. Till then. Until then. So Martin's son's kind of being a piece of shit, huh? Big York. Oh, Magdalene. How are the hinges on your doors? Fine, I guess? Maybe Andrus should take a look at them. I would have asked your father, but, well, Anyway, you wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. I didn't realize you had such an interest in hinges. Oh, it's not my hinges. It's not my interest in particular. Paul would like to institute a yearly check of all homes and tasting. What do you think of the idea, York? Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't see why we need to make it official. Everyone in tasting helps each other. As I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. Do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of, I'd better get back to work. Nice to chat with you, Magda. Oh god, doing York's voice makes me yawn. I'm just doing prep for a yawn with his voice. See you later, York. Check in on the Gertners, the OGs. Clara. Hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Klaus? Oh. It's hard to know for certain. One day he seems well, the next I can hardly understand his words. Oh, Magdalene. I'll keep praying for you both. Both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. Oh, thank you, Clara. That's very kind of you. I've been so busy in the rat house, I've let the house go a bit. Not to worry. I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat. Chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown, and no husband to care for anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. Big Yorg is still in the house, though, isn't he? Oh, yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Ava's taking care of Otz, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. They don't need me anymore. You sound sad. Well, I suppose I am. I thank God that my children are all grown and prospering. But I do feel there's something missing in my life. See, that's, like, I'm sure if I ever have children and I go through that whole rigmarole, I'll probably have the same feelings, but, like, there's so much more for us to do when we're older, because we're, like, at least technically literate enough to handle a computer, and hopefully that will remain the case into our aging years. And, like, I'm just so ready to, like, binge all the media that I probably will miss out on in my, like, time, you know, working and living and stuff. And then, like, so many games that I'll be able to play with all my retirement time. It's just gonna be
I feel
lit
like
as
you're
fuck.
skipping past the entirety of your life. You bring up the whole retirement media binge a lot.
Yeah, because working under capitalism sucks ass, Tori. Of course I'm looking forward to retirement. God damn.
Fair enough. Damn, I'm not gonna argue with that.
Listen, my greatest dreams are to either fucking, you know, get the career of my dreams. That's the fair goal, which might have complications of its own. Or blow up on Twitch where I could just play video games for a living. Those are the pipe dreams I have. And then beyond that, I just win the lottery, and then I just play video games in my leisure forever.
No.
Yes. That is a dream. God, dude, that's the other main thing. I'm gonna get it. We're gonna have, like, the VR that we're gonna have when we're in retirement age is gonna be insane. Okay.
Oh my, as long as it's like full dive, if it requires the physical use of your body, we're not gonna be able to enjoy it to the extent. That
okay, speak for yourself. I'm keeping myself fit, Tori. All right, I'm gonna be fucking fit as fuck.
You're gonna be fucking fit when you're 70.
Also, let's be real. Most people our age that use fucking VR and, like, use it regularly are just sitting in their chairs and going into VR chat, right? Like, they're just turning their heads around. We can do that when we're old.
We could do that. We could do that.
You can put put your hands on a controller and push around a thumbstick to move your avatar. You don't have to actually use your feet. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like fucking. You're talking about like old people being physically unable to do it. Gamers our age are just lazy as shit, and they don't want to walk around either. So they're gonna design games.
Walking around in VR.
Yeah, but like the amount you walk around in a video game is absurd. Like if you walked around the amount that you walk around in an average session of like Assassin's Creed, you would be keeling over. You know?
Okay, but consider this: if we would probably be pretty fit and healthy.
Okay, yes, but like the amount that you walk around is physically impossible after a certain point. Like even some of the most fit people will still be extremely exhausted after like what's like another walking sim?
Death Stranding. I would love to play Death Stranding in VR in my
No,
game.
you fucking wouldn't! Tori, it is already a chore in that game to hold down the triggers to make sure you don't fall over. Like, if you had to physically walk, oh my god! Oh! I mean, I definitely think it would make you appreciate it a lot more, for sure.
Then that's why Hideo Kojima would love it if we did that.
Oh, no, I'm not arguing with that.
So
Hideo Kojima would advocate for that shit in a heartbeat.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's like a fucking shoe-in for something he would want, but I don't think you would want it. I think you know not what you ask. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do.
Right, I drugged my wife yet. I drugged my wife. Okay.
My wife drugged.
My wife is drugged.
Oh god, I just remembered the ending to that game. That shit was fucking bonkers. You enjoy.
Oh boy, oy vey. No,
I
don't close the
understand.
motherfucker.
I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't keep working in the printing press. You are a driven one, Magdalene. The Lord has given you a gift. Never let anyone take that from you, even though you're young. You'll make a good life for yourself that way. I won't. I promise. Good. Anyway, I'll come by later, alright? I'll see you then, Clara. God bless you, Magdalene. Yeah, where's Ursula at? I wanna talk to Ursula, that beautiful baby gal that fucking grew up in the time of this game. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. No, the council has left me to work for the most part. I think Oz has something to do with that. That boy has his eye on you, Magda. At least he's using his authority to do some good. Usually that lot just meddle around in things that are best left alone. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chattering on about a yearly check of the hinges on every door in town. Guys, that's not a bad thing! Do I have to go around myself and manually advocate for keeping your houses from falling apart? Good lord! They're trying to help you! Hinges? Who gives a damn if the hinges on our front door creak? To be fair, if your hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check every door in my house every year like it's a feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyway, I think it's good for you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? Yes. I asked them to look for the chickens, but they've disappeared. They're catching frogs in the forest for some reason. Ugh, those two. What do they even need frogs for anyway? Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says some names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis were gods of virtues. Yeah, no, those are baller names. Absolutely do not take any shit from Thomas for that. If anything, it should be more well-behaved. I don't think anything will stop the twins from going their own way in life. You're right. Father Thomas spends too much time in his books. Anyway, I better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thanks, Veronica. Until later. Returns to cooking instead. Actually, fuck them kids. I do appreciate being transitioned to this character because I fucking killed my voice every week with the fake-ass Columbo accent that I could not pull off at all. But God, did I try. Hello, Peter. Can I speak to you for a moment? What's that? Can I talk to you for a moment? Oh. God damn it! Don't you shout at me! I'm sorry, Peter. What do you want, anyway? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tasing. Oh, the old tales, hmm? It's been so damn long since anyone had a thought to ask me what I know. But there's still a few of the old tales knocking about in this skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tasing? Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know. There are spirits older than the saints that live in these woods. Older than the Romans. They protected Tasing before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in town. What sorts of spirits? The sorts that I'm getting at. Didn't you hear Father teach you patience, Magdalene? Magdalene? Sorry. It's Perkta and her wild hunt that scare them evil ones away. They've protected Tasing since its founding day. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Aretus. Now, folk weren't as kind as they are now, and the tribes fought one another for the best land. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. Because of him, the gods favored other tribes, and Ratus' people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. One day, when winter was approaching, Ratus went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he helped the beast and loosed it from its bonds. Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? Of course not! Wolves are wolves, girl! Spirits don't need the skins of animals for their power. Fucking idiot! You think there was gonna be a spirit in that wolf? I can't believe you fell for that. Still, you've got the sense of the thing. Oh, okay, never mind. The old gods are keen to repay favors done, and Perishta is a goddess of the wild hunt. The wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now, I'm the only one who remembers these things. Perkta saw Ratus' action and took favor on him, and told the wolf to lead the chief to her sacred spring. Ratus led his people to the spring, and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in his valley ever since. Then those goddamn Romans came and destroyed everything. But, you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. It's why a few of us still honor Perxa. She protects us against witches and fiends. It's a wonderful story. Perfect for the first part of the mural. Good, good. Nice to know I can still be of some use in this town. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of tasting? Roman legends? I don't bother with stories from outsiders, or tales of gods that aren't our own. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We've spent generation after generation building tasting back up from those days. And still, our traditions keep dying, with no one to carry them on. Only Ursula's given a damn about them these days. That's why I want to know, Peter. These stories need to be on the mural. The mural, Fine, fine. But I don't know any of the old Roman shit. Alright, alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. Little Ursula used to sit by me years ago and listen to everything about the old customs. Too busy for that now, of course, but you might talk to her. She might remember more than I do now. Used to listen to the widow, too. Old Ottilia knew more about the old ways than any of us. I'm tired. Talking so much has made my jaw ache. I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. Alright. Well, where's Ursula at? I've been everywhere in town, I think. She up here? Look at little Andreas! Hold on a second. Oh, there's Ursula, just in the middle of town. Hello, Fabian. Magdalene! Or fucking Ursula, I'm trying to talk to you, girl! Also, goddamn, you've grown up. Hello, Elsa. Magdalene, dear. Good day, Magdalene. Oh, Anna's the little girl from, fucking Ulrich? Yeah, Ulrich's house. Oh, and she's got a little kid of her own. Hi. How's your father? He's doing better, I think. You have my prayers. I need them with Werner on the case. And do not speak ill of the good doctor. He's doing his best. He's a bitter, washed-up drunkard. Everyone knows it. We all have eyes. Damn! Yet we ought to trust and believe in him. It may inspire him to be better. Everyone needs the support of their community, Werner included. Just so. As long as he doesn't get anyone killed with his incompetence. No matter. I'm just glad to be sitting down for a moment. I'm so tired. Andreas and Ulrich can wear down even the most vigorous person. Not even a young Otsk would keep up with those two. The blessings and the curse of small children. Mom! Ulrich, is she alright? Oh yes, she wanted to run off and hide so I could find her, after I've caught my breath for a moment. I don't think she appreciates me taking this long. Gonna nod, not make it more difficult. Say, Magdalene, could you perhaps go find Ulrich in my stead? Oh, of course, I'd be delighted. Wonderful. She's somewhere in town, although I'm not sure where by now. She ran up the street towards the bakery. I imagine you can find her by the giggling. I'll be off then. I'll be off then. Job done. Oh my god, look at that little beast. Aha! There you are. You found me. Bet you can't find me again, Mag. Yo, get her ass.
Oh, he's a fucking prick, he says. I love this guy, he's so funny.
Is it the
Just like the main guy.
main character or the one
Yeah.
the guy that comes in who's voiced by fucking what's his name? Shit, Green Goblin.
Oh
Willem
shit,
Dafoe.
that's who he's voiced by?
Yeah,
oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
They got some big name actors for whatever reason. I mean, they do good in their roles.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. No, I'm talking about just like the guy that you play as.
Mm.
His like reactions to reviving are really funny. He's just like he hypes himself up. He's like, okay, take it off. It's fine. We're going.
Oh yeah, yeah. Alrighty. Where the hell did you hide this time, little one? I will find you. There you are! Can't hide from me, little bean. You're too good, Mag. I will go find Mom now. Oh, you're so adorable! Oh, God. What the... Hello. Good day, Master Mueller. What are you up to today? Drawing? Anything interesting? No. Secrets. Oh, I see. I'll leave you to it then. Ah, there you are. Enough hiding, Ulrich. Yeah, yes! Magda found me so quick. She's a good finder. No one can escape me, little one. I'll hide better next time. I'm hungry now. I'll have to get you something to eat then, little love. Frizzle! Oh, is that what a proper child eats? Thank you for your time, Magdalene. Always glad to help with the children, but I really have to go now. Can't wait to see what she'll end up painting. You'll do us proud, I'm sure of that. I hope to. Until later. Okay, I think I've talked to literally everyone here. Except for... Okay, I haven't talked to Blacktail, but everyone else. Magda! Hello, Ava. Magda, darling! Oz isn't here, I'm afraid. Oh, that's alright. I can find him later if I need to. He wandered off towards the rat house. Something about the council, but if you ask me, I think he's looking for you. That's sweet of him. He's been dropping by the rat house more often as of late. Quite fond of you. Surprised he has any time to visit, though. He's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at mastering carpentry, too. Suggested a few years ago that he take up an apprenticeship, but he was determined to remain in Tasing. I think he's more comfortable here, if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I help him how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I think he feels like he's taking care of me instead of the other way around. Funny how time does that. It's good of him to stay. I'd worry that you'd be lonely otherwise. Oh, even if he had gone, I wouldn't be alone. I have Mom and Jorg, and the rest of the family to help take care of. Besides, they keep me busy. I'll never want for anything, with Otts in the community here in Tasing. I miss my husband, but I'm proud of Otts. He's growing into a capable young man. I'm excited to see him grow into a husband and father. He'll make a wonderful partner. Whoever he marries will be a lucky woman. It's about time to start finding a match, too. It's wonderful that God blessed Endris with a wife at last, but I'd rather not have Otts be in his position. Better to marry earlier while he can raise a family. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to do. I'll let you get back to him. Always good to see you, Magda. You too, Ava. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course. What do you need? Boss says you've been obsessed with your painting. I'm looking into the early history of Tasing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seemed like old pot shards and land trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though. And you know what happened there? Poof! Up in smoke. Ah, so you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some from the Abbey when the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. But I could show you something better than books. Anything would help. Right, so, we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals. Bricks from what looks like to be an old forge. Mountains of salt. Even found a little bear card from Amber. Oh, where did you find all this stuff? Not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Where are you keeping these things? Nowhere. We just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with this stuff except look at it. What do you think it all means? I don't follow. What do you think they were like? Huh. I guess I never really thought about it. They seemed like regular people. Their remains all look like ours. Tools and weapons are rougher, but not badly made. The little carvings and ceramic critters aren't so different from the things Ava made for Otts. Huh. I suppose I expected them to be more strange. Because they weren't Christians? No doubt they were coarse, but they don't seem especially violent. Not like the church says. Not so different from today, really. Earlier you mentioned something about salt. Did the pagans start the mine? Had to have, I say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why tasting was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. So Tasing wasn't just on the Imperial Road. They made the road come through Tasing. Do you think there's anything left on the pagans down there? I don't know. But anything they left would have to be better than preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Magdalene, tell me you aren't thinking of going down there. What if there's stuff that could help me with the mural? Magdalene. The mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. It's worth it for the mural. I want to try my best for Dad. Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. Oh, but he's gonna help me anyways. Then help me get down safely and he won't have to worry. You're bull-headed, just like your mother. And your father. Probably couldn't keep you out of there if I tried. If I tried. Please, Till. Alright, alright. Don't know how to get down there myself, but I know those twins have gone in a time or two. No doubt they have a trick. And Baltus might not be the most reliable man, but I doubt he could rig something up for you too. I don't doubt he could rig something up for you too. I promise I'll be careful. I'm holding you to that, young lady. This has been a big help. Glad to spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. You think all this pagan stuff will make it into the mural? And bring some of the things that the boys and I found over at the rat house tomorrow, if that'd help at all. That'd be great. Glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. Thought no one cares about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful. Until tomorrow. Until then. Well, now they're not gonna fucking accept my help because I fucking ratted on them. But I didn't know I was ratting on them. This has been a real fucking shitter of a time. Alright, Drucker House. Black Till's stories, excuse me. No, I don't want to go to the Bower Farm. Well, I'm not spending any time, so I guess I can just talk to everybody without issue. Slav. Hello. Is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening? I'm Magdalene Druckeren. Are you a friend of Smokey's? I'd like to think so. I'm Václav. I'm a tinker. Travel around and help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. Druckeren. Are you a printer's daughter? My father and I are both printers. Do you sample the wares much? Well, as often as I can. Václav, don't. You're going to get in trouble again. Trouble? From me? No, not you, Miss Druckeren. This one can't help but talk to people about all of the strange things he believes. He reads all sorts of books, talks to all sorts of folks, gets ideas brewing in his head. Now that doesn't bother old Smoky none. But bothers some people a whole lot. Ooh. Priests, some people with limited imagination. Inquisitors. 2 inquisitors. No need to overstate the danger. I don't know, I think inquisitors can be kind of dangerous sometimes, can't they? So, books, strange ideas? Yes, the host, the Eucharist, the bread and wine, body and blood of Christ. Holy Communion? What about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. Transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and wine in the Eucharist literally becomes the body and blood of Christ. Here we go. Yes? Well, there are 2 ways to look at it. The first is on the grounds that Wycliffe and Huss rejected it. Using our eyes, our senses, there is nothing perceptible that changes in the character of the bread and the wine. Must our senses necessarily encompass all of God's miracles for them to be real? No, not at all, but for what reason would he place them outside of the compass of our understanding? As an act of faith, blessed are those who believe but have not seen. But if that's the case, of what importance is the material composition of the host? Even if the bread and wine turn to Christ's body and blood, why is that necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The act, the observance, unites our will with that of Christ. He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. I wish I had a fucking dialogue backlog that I could read that again. So, what does that matter? Are you saying we shouldn't take communion? No, there's nothing wrong with taking communion as a rite or act. But if you accept what I'm saying, there are other things I'd like to discuss. I'm not listening to any of this. I'm ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve in transubstantiation. No, I'm sorry, but I think I've heard enough. No, I'm sorry, I think I've heard enough. Alright, that's fair. I don't want to force my beliefs on anyone. You're not! Listen, I'm not dissing you on that. I got other things to do. Smokey, I just have a passion for these discussions. Anyway, thank you for indulging me, Magdalene. It was illuminating. Until later. Until then. Alright, hello, Smokey. Good day, Magdalene. Mistress Druckern. Whoops. I've told you, Smokey. Call me Magdalene. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you up to my quarter of the woods? More gossip? Yes, actually. But first I wanted to ask you about the old salt mines. The mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I don't see the townsfolk trek out there as much anymore. Last I saw were those two twins, making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever set foot close to that place. What are you so interested in over there? The mural in the rat house needs a section about the earliest days of tasting. Mines are the oldest part of tasting, and you keep it keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them, and the other Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was the burner of tasting. The one about Mars and Tasia, the nymph, was always my favorite, though I blamed that on my youth. Tasia? Like tasting? Mm-hmm. Folk named the town after a pagan god, a Roman one at that. Ooh, okay, so now we've got conflicting origins. This old, what's his name? Il Peter was saying that the name came from a different spirit, I think. But they're probably one and the same. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warn you, it's a bit bawdy. Oh, don't leave anything out, especially the body parts. Oh, this is just Smokey. This is different from old Smokey. This is his son, okay. Well, I won't have your father hounding me for any lewdness. Folk don't like me much in this town anyhow. But I'll tell the decent bits of what I remember. Everyone excludes me from the fun. You'll have your fun in time, Magdalene. You just wait and see. Alright. So what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in the woods and spied a fat boar from the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off, and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town. Why would a god be hunting in Tasting's forest? How should I know? Maybe he just wanted a brisk walk. Besides, why should anything the gods do make sense? These were the old days, when the spirits and ghosts prowled. What do you mean, prowled? Proud, you know, like spirits and other evil things do. I can't just say they walk through the woods like you or me. They prowled. Alright, keep going. So, Mars found a nymph, Tasia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged in seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. Now we're bringing the wolf back into the myth. And in return, well... Tasia bathes the god. Smoky. I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, he dripped onto the ground, and it blossomed with flowers and crops. They say that's why this valley is so fertile. Been growing crops here for generations. People would want a reason for that, even if it was the gods. Whatever the reason, Tasting's been blessed with fertile ground for hundreds of years. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy the stories as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Oh, right, the town was named after Tasia, the nymph. That, and how much of the town is built upon the Roman foundations. Tasting is actually much smaller now than it was in the Romans' day. At least, that's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest, and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tasting is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town, and you'll start noticing things. We use their stone to build. The old temple by Satius Shrine is grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman paved stones under the road if you look hard. We may not be Roman, but this town is. Tasting has been building upon itself for hundreds of years. What a beautiful idea. That's the way of things. Most people don't notice the old stones. Too busy in town to notice what's right in front of their eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. Get a better sense of what these things were actually like. Ha ha! Nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye for any wolves or satyrs you might see down there, eh? I'll let you know if I see any. Thanks for your help. Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe. Okay, we got a lot to go off of here. Check that journal. Need some tools to help down into the mine shaft. I bet Baltus is something that can help me. Blackstone told me farmers and Tasting have found all sorts of tools. Smokey told me the story. Should sit down and read thoroughly soon. Okay. Keeping among our people. During a hunt, you found a wolf, but you noticed a wolf playing out by numbers in history, but certainly makes for a nice story. No good. Oh, hey Magdalene, what's up? Can you show me how you, bless you, you show me how you and Artemis get into the salt mine? Mine? Why? It's all gross and creepy. I need to get down there and see what the pagans and Romans left behind. I need references for my mural. Oh, the mural. I would ask Artemis about that. She's pretty protective of mine. Alright, I'll go find her. Sorry, Magdalene. If she says yes, I'll show you later. I'll see you later then, Apollo. See you, Magdalene. Excuse me. Well, I'm here. Might as well ask. Well, okay. Guess not. Let us go to our good friend, the Tinkerer. Back in the town. Wait, so is it? Oh, there is. Oh, the Golden Hand Hen is still here. Okay. Hello, Killian. Hi. Anybody out here? Nope. Nico. Hello, Werner. Magdalene, tell me something. Are you well? Don't patronize me, girl. Why was I cursed with a life in tasting? What does this pathetic little hamlet have to offer a man like me? Tell me, Magdalene. I don't know. What is it you think you deserve? I was destined for the courts of kings. Not a town full of peasants who churn out more of themselves than the rabbits in the meadow. A town where craftsmen, learned men like myself, Baltus, even your father, have their minds wasted. In a few good decades, we'll all be dead, and Tasing will forget us all. God doesn't care. He never cared for me. He deserted us all when the Abbey was destroyed. If he even exists. You don't deserve this place if you can't see its worth. Just a gaggle of fools and churls. You know, I've tried to do what's best for all, but none of you listen. It's only argue, argue, argue. You, Klaus, Jorg, Baltus. Ugh. I still can't believe you're working with him. You should be at home looking after your father. Pick herbs for whatever provincial remedies you still hold to. Do something you're fit for. Doing what's right for the town. Do you even know about what's right? You're barely out of childhood. You don't know what this town has been through, and what this town needs. Needs people to champion its stories. Even God has forgotten about Tasing. There's nothing here to champion. You'll never find a husband with that attitude of yours, girl. Tongue-tied the moment someone talks back. Surprise, surprise. You're determined to be an asshole. I'm going to leave. I have a mural to work on. Do what you want, Magdalene. Just don't ruin the mural. Not that it matters anyway. Okay, fuck you too, I guess. Bye. So, well, what else is there anything else to do on the map? Balsar, right. Yes. I'll talk to him about setting up a expedition to the mines. We back in the mine, from the sun to sun. Carol. It's in the rat house. Ah, right. An unpainted wall. That is my main objective. Kind of forgot about that part. in this Stoltz house? Anything? Nothing! Nothing! Ah, Magdalene, hello! I was just jotting down a few new ideas. Did you need something? Yes, if you have a moment. I need to get into the old salt mine, but I don't have any way down. Can you help me? To get into the salt mine, yes? You must be on quite the adventure. Ideally, we could rig up a double pulley system to lower and raise yourself in the shaft. But that might take a while. Well, I'd like to go in today if possible. Of course, of course. Would a good enough length of rope suffice? You could brace against the wall of the mine shaft. Are you strong enough to support your own weight? Against a wall? I think so. Excellent! Thank you, Baltus. Of course, of course. Here you go. Do be careful, though. Make sure the ropes are secure. I will. Until later. Good luck, Magdalene. Ciao. Okay. Is that it? That all there is to do? I guess so. To the old salt mine we go. We've talked with every living person in this fucking town. Let us be off. We'll probably have to end the stream. Probably got another session, at least, in us. Maybe two, depending on how long this bit takes. Also, wait, hold on. Can I sit down and read instead? Can I be a fucking boring nerd? I wonder. No, they don't let me do it. They do not let me do it. I must carry on. Hello, Dad. Goodbye, Dad. You have nothing to say to me. Au revoir. To the forest. Okay, there you go. Oh, rip to the gravestone. Damn. Altus gave me this rope to climb down, but it might take a while. Should I go now? Yes. Parkour. Careful. Careful.
Careful, SpongeBob.
Careful, SpongeBob! Alright. First time down here in the whole game. Parkour. Oh, wow! She actually does have the arm strength to do a rope pull. God damn. Strong. Alright, well, you're here now. That is incredibly convenient. But I guess other people have been down here. Not that crazy. A lot of different coins down here. How odd it's not like this at the Saints Well. Or it's not like this at the Saints Well. Oh, a tablet. They're still writing on it. Oh, it's a poem. It's a love note. Geliebte Ei, meine große Liebe. Keine andere ist vergleichbar mit dir. Selbst als König Salomon sprach von den allerschönsten Frauen, wegt nicht, sich dich vorzustellen. Die Liebe deiner Brust lässt schwellen in mir eine aufstrebende Leidenschaft, die ich nicht unterdrücken kann. Drucker, printer, writer. I cannot understate. Maybe. I've lost all of my German skills, but I can at least pronounce the words generally in line with what they probably sound like. My love can't, I can't live without you. Koenig should be king, I think. King Solomon, as King Solomon von dem allerschönsten Frauen. Something about Frauen is woman, or queen, maybe? No, Frauen isn't queen. Frauen is something like woman. Right there. Nicht sich des vorstellen. I don't know. I would have shucked this shit down on Mineshaft too. Poor Jay. I hope her lover was better at things other than poetry. Oh, this looks like a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions. This switch must have been attached to some sort of hauling and pulley system. Fascinating. Oh, pull things up the mine. When I'm down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. No horns. Looks like a mule to me. Maybe it hauled at the winch. Hauled that winch. Poor creature dying down here. Yeah, that is incredibly fucked up. You just transport a mule down here and it never leaves.
That's just bad.
Yeah.
Poor mule.
People didn't give a shit. Oh, a piece of pottery.
He was a bastard, man.
Beautiful. Why? Oh, was he gonna play games with you?
Gave her time and then went away.
Kinda fucked up.
Fucked up.
Pottery scattered everywhere. Another shard. Can I collect them all? Oh, a cave-in. Wood here looks newer than the first part of the mine. Was this collapse recent? Perhaps. Perchance. It was recent. Oh. More pottery! Woo! Writing on the wall. Find an inscription. Ooh. Looks like a Roman map of Tasing. I wonder what's changed. Let's see if I can map everything out. There's the aqueduct and the spring. The abbey was an old fort up on the hill. And there's the rest of town. Wait, what's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithraum. I don't know that word. But the spring? Can't quite tell what it's meant to label on the map. Some sort of temple? Well, whatever it is, it's not in Tasing now. That's so odd. Piece. I wonder if they're all the same pot. I wonder if I need to collect them all. This almost looks like an altar, but what would an altar be doing in a salt mine? It's even carved out of the salt. Inscription.
Ichi is not that bastard of a man.
Oh.
He said he's training Bobby. He has responsibilities. I can respect it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
You gotta train your son. The inscription.
It's honest work. Oh fuck, he's teaching Bobby what stairs are. Oh my god. Oh, that's so fucking cute.
Word again. Mithram. It must have been important to the Romans. And another pottery piece. More Latin writing. Damn, it's almost like the people in these mines, they spoke Latin. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that just quaint? Alright. More pottery! Woo! Oh, the bull! These must be the same kind of figurines Till and the other farmers find in the fields. To think that there are so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. Here's another piece. Hey, this piece looks like it matches the other piece I found. I have a lot of these pottery pieces. I should find out if they're all from the same pot. Oh boy, a puzzle! Okay, leg? Where's a leg? Can I rotate it? No. Well, shit. Oh, I can. How the hell? My toughest puzzle yet. Figuring out where the leg is. It's not this leg. Couldn't be this. Well, actually, it could be. Hold on. Oh, yeah, duh, right there. There we go. Put that there. There, no. Keep it there. Right here. There we go. There we go. Oh, I think it was right the first time. There. There we go. Alrighty. Got it. Figures on this pot lid look like they're telling a story. These paintings must depict an early myth, even before the Romans. Let's see. This must be Perkta. And those must be forest spirits. Part of the wild hunt? Oh god, the next part looks like a human sacrifice. Someone, maybe a chieftain, is sacrificing a man to Perkta. The bottom half of the lid continues the story. These look like spirits. They must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. That must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tasting safe. They offered sacrifices to Perkta. This is part of our history, but I'm not sure this is the best story to portray. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the best story to portray. I'll have to think more about it before I decide for certain. Alright, I better keep going on before I run out of oil in my lamp. I won't be able to go any further with all the rubble. Suppose this is as far as I can go. Still, the murals on the wall showed me what Tasting was like when the Romans were here. I wonder if I can find out where the Mithraum was, what it is. Putting the pottery shard back together showed me one of the earliest stories of Tasting. I think I've seen everything I can down here. My oil is running out. Time to climb back out. Okay. Okie dokie. Let me use the restroom real quick. I really gotta go. Oh, not that. Here you go. Yeah. There. Be back in a jiff. that. We'll be wrapping up in a second anyways, but just want to see if I can get to the end of the day here. You write a letter, and we'll be on our way. Oopsies. Kick that. Work hours. Alright. Out to the mines we go. Uh-oh. Ah! Wait, who's that? Hello? Is someone there? Oh! The thread puller! I better get out of the shack before another rock comes crashing down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh! Okay, she got out. He just threw one rock and said, "Ah, I'm good." Who was that? Can you step away from the ledge? Thank you. Even Apollo and Artemis would have helped me out of here. Well, now that I have more information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. I should get back to the rat house and get to work. Alright. Here's our first decision, methinks. To the rat house. Hello, little piggy. You. Yes? I'm Holler Brant, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? I'm the printer's daughter, Magdalene Drickering. I didn't ask for your name. I asked why you were grazing pigs here. Answer me. That's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinker, you're the only other person I've seen. The pig doesn't belong to you. What are you doing here? I was in the salt mine. Doing what? Wait, I don't care. Just tell me whose pig this is. I don't know. The pig was in the woods when I came in here. Ah, a mysterious lost pig. Who apparently belongs to no one. Jesus! If I find any more pigs in these woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Do you understand? Yes. Good. Mind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's laws. The Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I've never seen one before. I didn't realize they were so strict. Suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyway, time to get out of these woods and back to the rat house. Back to work at the rat house. Well, fucking rip to that pig. Pour one out for him. You see that man, Apollo? I can't believe you'd ruin our plan and tell Father Thomas, Magdalene. It's going to be hilarious, but you've ruined it. I didn't know that saying I know where your key is instantly meant, oh, I'm going to tell him about the fucking Apollo and Artemis twins. I didn't know! I'm sick of your pranks, Apollo. I'm a fucking narc, but I didn't know that's what it was tied to. I'm sick of your pranks, Apollo. It's about time you dealt with the consequences of your actions. Well, I hope you're pleased with yourself, bitch. Ugh, whatever. It's the last time we help you. Okay, bye. Alright. Is there any dialogue to be had out here? Is it just the rat house? It's probably just the rat house. It's just the rat house. Unless somebody stopped by our house to deliver the food. Oh, yay! Hey, Clara. Magdalene, dear. Hello, Clara. Thank you again for helping me look after the house. Can't tell you how much more time this gives me to work on the mural. Oh, it's no trouble. You have your hands full as it is. I know. I know Dad really enjoys the company while I'm working, too. Ah, yes. He sleeps most of the day, but he's been in good spirits whenever I drop in on him. You do keep a clean house, too. Well, aside from the workshop, but I can't blame you for that. I've left that to you to take care of. I don't want to damage any of the supplies. Thank you, Claire. Truly. You've been such a blessing to us both. Oh, you're such a dear, Magdalene. God bless you. Anything else to do here? Can I write? Can I write letters? No. Okay. Dad, are you awake and wanting to talk? Yes? No? No? Goodbye. Alright. To the rat house! Craft. Hello, Carl. Just say thanks to our mans here real quick, ski. He just says hello, never mind, goodbye. Alright, let's make our big decision for the day. What shall we be painting? Talk, tick, tock. Oh, hey, Ots. Hey, Mags. How's the mural coming along? Magdalene? Do let it go. Mags is so much easier. No, Otto Zimmerman, I can't. Don't call me. Fine. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? Doesn't look like much yet. No work of art appears significant at the start. You think Michelangelo was born a great sculptor? I suppose not. So, Michelangelo, what are you doing? I only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tasing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey Library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tasing. Even what I could find about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. What was that, Lul? At first I learned, at least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? I'll use the pottery and tools the farmers have found to show how we lived before the Romans. Smokey told me a story about the god Mars as a wolf, the nymph Tasia, and how the spring was blessed. Il Peter remembered a legend about the chieftain Maratus, who healed a wolf that led him to our spring. Or I'll recreate an image I found in the mine. It showed how our ancestors made human sacrifices to appease Perkta and the spirits. No. I don't think I shall put up the cannibalism history in our rat house today. I don't think I want to do the Romans either. So I'll do Il Peter's story. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Really? Is that how we got here? Kind of sounds like some story I heard about a saint. I don't think I've heard it. Sorry. Il Peter base. Yeah. So what made you choose this story, anyway? I like that it's about the founding of Tasing. Everyone knows the spring in the woods. I guess that's true. We all know it's old and it's always been there. This just tells a story about how we found it. Thanks for explaining it. I don't mind talking to you when you're being nice. Really? Mm-hmm. In fact, I even like it sometimes. Oh. Well, now that I figured out this portion of the mural out, I better start thinking about the next section. I'll leave you to it, Mags. Magdalene. There you go, buddy. Come on now. Pick it up. Good night, Ox. Good night, Magdalene. Hey, there you go. You got it twice. Can we see it? Can we see it 3 times? We see the correct name thrice. Alright, if you write to Matthew, I've decided how to depict Tasing's earliest history. I should decide how to paint Kirso's history. Mother Illuminata's letter mentioned that Matthew Faucigny used to be a brother in Kirsau. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write to them both now before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. Can I read? Where's the reading option? Trucker House Upper. Hello, Papa. Can I read to you? No? Okay. Well, I hope it's all part of that writing stand, because otherwise I will be missing a key part of the story here. Alright, where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. Can't make much out of it. The Latin is much harder than I'm used to. The book isn't in great shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, here's a section about the various dedications erected in the town. That might be easier to read. Erigo simulacrum in agre ut Mars nostrum operem conspiciat. This one seems like a dedication to Mars, to bless a field. Sedit Diana loco scatterigenius ipsa. This one talks about Diana wetting herself? Bathing in a spring, maybe. Yeah, probably the latter. Orimus ut defendet opidium. Oh, this one isn't as hard. Let us pray so that he, or she really, may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big, though. It'd be a lot of work. I could ask Sister Gertrude or Baltus for help. Werner, too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. Maybe even Father Thomas, even though his dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminata told me that Matthew knew some of the Abbey's early history. He is the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write Esther, too. Most reverend. He is the most reverend. Oh, most revered. I can't read. Most revered Matthew Faucigny, Saux, Archdeacon of Sion. Most revered Matthew Faucigny Saux, formerly of Kirsau Abbey. He probably takes his role seriously. Archdeacon of Sion. Hello. My name is Magdalene Druckrin. I'm the daughter of Tasing's town printer, Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tasing's Rathaus. We want to show the history of the town and the abbey. Mother Illuminata told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kirsau's early history. I understand that you are a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. I know it may be a small comfort, but there are many in Tasing who regret what happened during the revolt. Sister Gertrude is still here, with the poor Clares, and she speaks fondly of the old abbey. Thank you for your help. Magdalene. Alright. Letter 1. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. Christ, I don't even know where to begin. The whole world seems to be crumbling around me. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy, and his memory fails him. Dr. Stoltz said that he's not going to recover. It's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. Of course, our good doctor is incompetent and a known drunkard, so he's been of little additional help. I can only pray that between resting and my ministrations, Dad can be at least comfortable. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father, or why. I found a note by him, too. All it said was, "Stop." It wasn't from the shop, because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tasing has such skill in script, as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They had made a fuss about my being so young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. And worrying about Dad. Otz has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints, too. It's sweet, and I'm glad for the company. He makes the days easier. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It means so much to him. If Dr. Stoltz is right, I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. And that's the evening. Oh, now it's the evening. Oh, we can go out during the night. Curious. Should read the roundhouse, finalize my plans. The letters are done, I should go to bed. I hope to hear back from Matthew soon. Letter Mother Luna mentioned the 2 copies of History Tasting. Sister Gertrude, Baltus, Dr. Stoltz. Even Father Thomas may be able to read it. Okay, but are they available right now, or is it time to sleep? Looks like it is time to sleep. Alright, then let's hit the sack and call it a night for this session of Telling Tales Thursday. Good night. Want to say good night, Papi. Alrighty. Sleepy time. You know?
It do be like that.
Yeah. They really do.
Ooh.
Oh, more days. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Kill the next letter.
Oh, boy. Okay. Alright, it's not
You're not
December
allowed
yet.
to do anything else.
Nope. No, I'm really not. I would like to see what the mural looks like so far, though. Mistress Druckerin, a few more letters for you. Take care. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. Alright, let's see what we got. First letters from Reverend Matthew. Oh, yes! The gay lovers! Get to live happily ever after! Secretly in the church. We love to see that. Mistress Drookerin, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kirsau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tasing in their endeavors to catalogue the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and the Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kirsau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Kirsau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kirsau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic asuit historia crisis. This burned the history of Kirsau. While we cannot change the past, I have heard the Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Moritz. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kirsau's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. It is hard to be overjoyed at the news of your neighbor's late regrets. Many of the injuries inflicted 18 years ago will never heal. Regret cannot undo what has been done, but we can all find redemption through Christ. We must pray for love and reconciliation in the days ahead. In the end, that is all that matters. Winter comes swiftly. Huguenots and Lutherans plague my homeland. Thank the Lord you still live in a land ruled by the one true church. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. The most revered... Nope, that is reverend. Okay, I'm not crazy. That does say the most reverend. Matteo Fox Sagani, Archdeacon of Sion. And another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdalene. I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. If we can provide you anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know we are further away than it is easy to travel, but I will see that we can do what Hashem allows. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet, the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt? That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make things all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I am encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. Guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age when all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come and visit me in Prague. But I am glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We are all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and Father has agreed on a new contract with the university. I found Simond. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with Mother and Father quite often now. So I hope that I will be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well, Esther. That's all the letters I have for now. I should head home and check on Dad. And then I did. Werner was supposed to come check on Dad today. Wonder where he is. When Till Eulenspiegel pretended to be a doctor, at least he showed up and his patients felt better. What's Werner's excuse? Maybe I should try to find him later. Ah, good morning, Magdalene. Good morning, Dad. Feeling any better? Your fever broke at dawn this morning. A little stronger. All things in time. Do you want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be all right. Your letter from the Archdeacon. Yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? He seems sad over what happened during the revolt. He's hesitant to tell me anything. He did say the abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. Archdeacon did suggest that poor Clares might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Tasting's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tasting. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Elsa? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Cavilles used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, I will. Thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. I won't go far into them, Dad. Just to take a look. Alright. Wear a scarf, too. It's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my old bones. They're going on a wild ride right now. Maybe that's just the brain trauma. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, alright? Alright. Good luck. Hastings Christian history. Okay, I think that is where we will cut it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. As always, stay tuned for more content tomorrow. We should be getting back to Forge Friday, as per usual. But also, because we are coming towards the end of our playthrough of this game, it's not done yet, but when it is, you can use the channel points that you've accrued by watching the stream to buy brew points, which then can be used on the brew queue. I know there's a 3-step process there, but if you follow along, you use the brew queue to queue up the next game that I'll be playing for Telling Tales Thursday. As long as it's a narrative single-player game, throw it in there and boost it if it's already in there. So I think right now it's still unpacking, right? Is that the next thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
And good luck topping it.
Okay. Well, at least let me try to impose the idea that people can influence things in some way, shape, or form. Okay, Tori? I know you are
only got 26 points. That's not.
That's 1,000. It's 1,000 channel points for each one.
I have 38,000 channel points.
Okay,
Okay,
well, I'm
I have
talking to people that
42,000
aren't just you
points.
two. I'm trying to talk to anybody who might be watching that isn't from here that often. We're gonna. It's fine. Just, you know, it's a little fun thing I wanted to incorporate to have people influence the things I play. So, in any case, have fun with that, and let's send you off to Tubold, who is going on to 12 days of their subathon, which is fucking insane. Godspeed to him. I don't know why. They for some reason are saying, like, they have paused their timer when they're sleeping, which seems insane to me. Like, not even fucking Ludwig did that when he did his subathon, did he? Like, he fucking kept that shit running, I think. So I'm very curious to see, and it's also curious because he's consistently got like 150 viewers. Like, he's not at Ludwig's level, but he's doing very well for himself. He's passed like 30,000 subs, so that's fucking incredible. But I don't know how, like, is it just a rotation of a different 150 people? Because, like, even if everybody in there subbed and then gifted subs to other people in there, they'd run out of people to gift subs to. So I don't know who they're gifting the subs to at this point.
Yeah. It probably is rotating, and that's probably why he's pausing it, because that gives more people time to cycle in and out. It probably wouldn't be lasting as long as it is if he wasn't.
I guess, but he also is so tired. I don't know. I guess the hustle's the hustle, so I can't.
It's the grind.
It is truly the grind. I you know, respect. Gotta respect the game. But send you off his way. Go support that funny little shit show. But until I see you next, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Peace out.